I'm writing this from within the guild. It is my first day in Mondstadt, and I can feel the winds of change. After 2 months of companionship, I finally told Paimon how I ended up on Teyvat. It is rather funny how I told her about it all at the beach, the place where I fished her out of the sea. It seemed the day will go like any other, just have Paimon guide us while I pretend to believe she knows where we are headed. I expect it to be just like any other day, journeying together and keeping our rations high for her insatiable hunger. It really feels as though I am her parent rather than travel companion. Another day wandering. Then we saw the beacon of a statue of the Seven, and right across the horizon, a city. Surprisingly, Paimon knew which statue of the Seven that was, the Anima Archon. We took but a moment to gaze upon the city. I could not help but feel an attraction to the statue, almost as if I was bound to it. So Paimon and I promptly made our way to the statue. Upon touching it, I obtained the power of the animal. For a guide who is easily lost, her knowing that obtaining an elemental power just like that was a little amusing. Regardless, I am still unsure to why I was able to obtain the power. Is it really because I'm not from this world? Is it due to my original powers? Could it be the gods of this world hold some plan for me? No matter. At least, now I do have a direction to walk towards. My sister, Paimon origin, and now this. Just one more question to ponder upon. Continuing our journey to Mondstadt, we saw a surprising amount of those strange little goblins. They are creatures we have seen before in our journey. From the corner of my eye, I noticed something new, a camp. I assumed it might be connected to the increased number of little goblins in the vicinity, so I decided on checking it out. Right then, we felt the wind and saw a dragon. It was an incredible sight to behold. I could not think anything at that moment. All I could do was admire. If it was not for Paimon yelling where the dragon went, I might have ended up standing there the whole morning. The dragon went into the heart of the forest. I had to take a moment to think if we should go check. Considering how it might end up being dangerous, I decided to check the goblins' camp first. If fate allowed it, we will see the dragon right after I inspect what the goblins are up to. The inspection ended up being rather uninteresting. For our camp, I could only sight 6 goblins. Still, it was a relatively big camp. I wonder if the rest were on an expedition or battling. While they look like some strange goblins, they seem quite intelligent. They are not mindless, yet are not exactly like people. Would have been nice if Paimon knew. Just another question to keep in mind. Because what interests me more right now is the dragon.
Huh? Look at that!
When we finally made it to where the dragon was, we saw what it looked like, a rather cute girl seemingly talking to the dragon. All of a sudden, my animal powers flared and caused the dragon to get alert.
Who's there?
Lucky for us, the dragon flew away rather than attack us. Paimon noticed that the dragon dropped something, a bright red jewel. We still do not know what is it about. Hopefully it does not end up being harmful. It is rather strange thinking back to all this. The day only filled me with more questions. It is almost as if my big step towards trusting Paimon by telling her about my origins was far bigger than what I expected. But I could not think about that for much, because as soon we got out of the forest, we met Amber.
Hey you! Stop right there!
It was quite amusing seeing her try so hard to be serious. She is far too honest and kind to be able to do something like that. Strange, yet respectable fellow. When she offered to escort us to the city, I could not help but return her kindness by helping her clear the goblins' camp. Turns out, they are called hilichurls. One more thing I was wrong about is the size of the camp earlier. That was much bigger than the camp we cleared out. Something peculiar Amber did was called the hilichurls monsters. Yes, these creatures do seem to be more primal and not as intelligent as people. However, I will not really go as far to call them monsters. They have shown the capacity to organize, and if the earlier inspection is anything to go by, they are capable of leadership. You do not just build a hut, barricades, towers, and barrels. Those structures require the capability to do craft. Moreover, according to Amber, they have been closing in on the city. It is unclear why that is the case. The dragon, Stormterror, displacing them? Or they are planning on attacking the city? I have to be careful regarding that thought. I cannot be controversial yet. Keeping my power in check against the hilichurls might end up being a difficult task. After that, we carried on towards the city, and as I started to walk on that bridge, my mind went into a whirl. I had so many questions, so many thoughts, so much to consider. When I glanced at the water, I saw how the water captured the free blue of the sky, appearing as free as the sky itself. The more my head lifted, the more I could see freedom. The cliffs peaking as if there was a bridge made of wind, the path to freedom on my right, and the incredible mountain on my left. It was almost as if my path here was a story being written, starting from the smallest point possible, ending at the peak of that mountain. In that moment I understood why Mondstadt is the city of freedom. It is not just how the people here live, but what kind of land this even is. As soon we stepped into the city, Amber welcomed us, told us about the acting Grandmaster Jean, and asked me to walk with her to the city's high ground. It was to claim a gift for helping her with the camp. That was quite shocking to me. I helped her out of kindness, not in hopes for a reward or favor. She was so joyous about it too. I do not know why, I just could not say no to the gift. The thought of saying no felt as though I was rejecting her kindness, so I agreed. As we walked, Amber told me of how the city used to be bustling, but because of Stormterror attacks, it is not as busy as it used to be. Hearing that made my chest tighten. I felt upsetness. I know I have only known her for a little. I have yet to enjoy the city. Yet, I could not help myself but feel someone dear to me was being hurt. It has been me and Paimon for so long. I did not even feel very concerned about interacting with any more people. It was just the two of us searching for my sister. Yet, just walking in the city, listening to Amber tell me about things, it felt as though I have been living here for much, much longer. Even though walking up the stairs was exhausting, the sight of the cathedral was well worth it. Although, I doubt I will have felt that way much if I did not have Amber and Paimon talking. I do look forward to visiting the cathedral. People of Mondstadt truly love their Archon. The animal Archon deserves all the love. I may not be a citizen of Mondstadt, but I will help protect the city as though I am a citizen. This is where I experience joy in moments, and I will do what I can to see everyone here be joyful. Amber's gift was a wind glider. I really thought she could not get any kinder, yet she did. She gifted me something that will save my life because Stormterror attacked the city.
The sky!
Stormterror truly lived up to his title, for the mayhem he caused was terrifying. He even flung me into the sky. If it was not for the mysterious voice and the glider, I am certain I would have gotten seriously hurt if I was lucky, but I live. I managed to fend off Stormterror and land safely. That is when I met the cavalry captain, Kaya.
You've actually got the power to go up against the dragon. Are you a new ally? Or a new storm?
We did not have much time for anything other than quick introductions. With that, Kaya informed us that the acting Grandmaster Jean wishes to meet us in person, so we promptly got going.
Jean, what's the hurry? I thought we agreed to meet them here.
There have been sightings of Stormterror outside the city. Once we meet, we must...
Relax. I'll lend a hand when the time comes.
Jean, I've brought them.
Kaya gave the acting Grandmaster a brief. After more quick introductions and Lisa flirting, we got to the subject of the matter right away. Jean and the Knights of Favonius were in a bind. Without hesitation, I offered to help. Thankfully, they accepted my help just like that.
Our objective is to deal with 3 of the 4 temples. I trust everyone understands why we are only dealing with 3.
With that, we head straight to work. As I stepped outside the headquarters, Paimon suggested preparing for battle by checking in with the blacksmith. Lucky for us, or me in this case, the blacksmith was close to the city gate. What was not so lucky was Wagner, the blacksmith's temperament. He is one incredibly short-tempered blacksmith. I'm not sure what is up with that, but we had more pressing matters to attend to, so I chucked it to him being stressed. I really do need a better weapon though. The first temple we went to was the one assigned to Amber, the Temple of the Falcon. Here is when I learned the dragon, Stormterror, is one of the 4 winds. It was not until later when I spoke to Lisa did she tell me of what the 4 winds meant. The temple was not as overrun by hilichurls, and Amber already showed she is a competent fighter. So making quick work of the temple was relatively easy. In the end, all we had to do was take care of this thing called Dragon's Breath. I do not think Amber knew what it was, but smashing it worked. With that, we left the temple. Up next was the Temple of the World. Kai was in charge of this one. He showed why he is a captain. Clearing out the temple itself was a trivial matter with him. Moreover, I think I did well with not overly harming the hilichurls. What is interesting is these things they possess to channel elemental powers, visions. From what it sounded like, having a vision is a necessity for the residents of this world. This only makes me wonder, how can I use the elementals without a vision? Perhaps meeting an Archon will help.
Quite rewarding, no?
We've seized a
another temple from Stormterror's grasp.
I can take care of the rest here. You go take care of other things while I'm at it.
See you later then, bye-bye.
As we headed to the lost temple, we lost our way. It was quite embarrassing. Lisa did not note that, so I hope we really did not end up getting late. Either that, or she was more interested in flirting. I honestly do not know if that is her personality or she is flirting with me. It makes me blush and I wish my sister was around. I do not understand this stuff. I forgot. Paimon is asleep. The Temple of the Lion. I thought I could show her how brave I am like a lion. But no, that is not what happened. Lisa obliterated the temple all on her own. I'm actually afraid of her now. For a gorgeous woman who appears to be calm and flirtatious, her electrocution feels murderous and destructive. I thought I might be open to her advances. Now I know she will torture me if I ever mess up. I did learn more about visions from her though. Perhaps I should have been more careful of how I asked about it. Or she will not have said I'm some smart hilly churl. Oops, too loud. Destroying the last dragon's breath marked the end of our mission. Lisa told me how Stormterror's actual name is Dvalin. He's supposed to be one of the four winds who protect Mondstadt. For some reason, Dvalin hates Mondstadt now. She gave me a book that will give me more answers to this whole situation. I have yet to read it. The day was exhausting, and we headed straight back to the city to rest. That is when we met Catherine. We decided to talk to her and hope she might be helpful with pointing us to some place to rest. Now I am in the room provided to us by the guild for being adventurers. The one thing I am wondering the most at the moment is if the girl wearing green is the mysterious voice who helped me. Truly, what a day. I hope tomorrow is a little less hectic. Alright, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, or at the very least found it interesting. As you noticed, I took a bit of creative liberty with the story. I'm not exactly sure what to call what I'm doing here. The idea is to do a first playthrough / review and analysis in a narrative form. I'm still figuring out how best to pull it off, so feedback is much appreciated. Oh yeah, please do like and subscribe if you want to watch more of this type of content. I fully intend to produce more content of this nature in the future. I know the audio quality is not the best. That is definitely a big weakness in what I do. But I hope to improve on it in the future. I'm still learning a bunch of things, but hopefully, the next video, which is going to be the Act 2 of the story, is up by now. Or all in all, seriously, thanks for watching.